I'd like to open up the Franklin Conservation Commission for February 20th, 2025. Before we begin, just wanted to make a note, we are recording this meeting, both audio and video. If there's anyone in the audience online who wants to make a separate recording, please let us know. Otherwise, we will begin with roll call.
Richard Johnson.
Louis Puga.
Mark LePage here.
Jeff Livingstone.
Michael Ryan.
Nicole Sharamati.
Roger, you're online?
Roger Trahan remotely.
Okay, so we're all here.
Very, very lovely.
Okay, we'll get right to it. And open up the first public hearing, which is called 15 Liberty Way. Is there anyone here representing 15 Liberty Way?
I suppose not. I would have recommended approval, but I'm not seeing anybody
Okay,
here.
I mean, there's nothing new.
No, but they have made it to the end goal at planning board and we're slated for planning board approval on Monday,
Okay,
but nobody's here today, so.
okay. I mean, I've read through the special conditions. Does everyone see the special conditions? Seems fine to me. Does anyone have any problem with closing this out?
I don't.
I think we're good.
No? Okay, then I'll vote to,
Mr. Chairman, I don't think your mic is turned on.
yes? Hello?
Your mic is on. I
Okay,
just think it's
I'll
not.
just I'll move it closer.
All right, so I'll give you a motion to approve the NOI for 15 Liberty Way.
Second.
Sorry, you do have to read the conditions into the record
Oh,
Yes, yes,
good,
yes.
excellent
Yes.
point.
and ask
all
for
right.
public comment.
Okay,
So a motion to approve the NOI for 15 Liberty Way with the following conditions. The applicant and/or property owner shall stockpile snow outside of the 100-foot buffer zone in perpetuity. That would be number 54. And special condition 55, the applicant shall provide and receive approval of a finalized landscape plan utilizing true natives to the conservation agent or commission prior to the start of work and building permit sign-off.
I'll leave two more.
Yep, and you have to read the numbers for standard special conditions.
You started.
Oh, whoops, I got ahead of the page there, sorry about that. So, working in reverse then. 53, the applicant shall lay down and/or stockpile materials outside of the 100-foot buffer zone within existing disturbed landscape for the entirety of the project construction. Stockpile locations must be submitted to and approved by the conservation agent and/or commission prior to the start of work and building permit sign-off. That was 53, and then 52, the applicant shall provide a CGP/SWPPP to to the conservation agent and/or commission prior to the start of work and building permit sign-off. And also with standard special conditions 19 through 41, 44, 46 through 51.
Don't we have 54 and 55?
I read
No,
those.
she
Oh, you did.
I went
You went
back.
back.
Yeah,
We started the second page.
It's opposite day. I'm tricking you.
So typically, we would ask the applicant
They're okay with
to make sure if they were okay with this. I'm assuming, Brigalow, you have seen the special conditions?
Yeah, nothing outside of stockpiling snow is
Okay,
outside of the realm of what we discussed, and that's a very
Okay,
common condition.
fine, okay, so then we're cool. Okay, so then we'll take a motion.
Well, we did motion that.
Okay, so we made a motion to approve with special
Conditions, we just need a second.
So we need a second.
Second.
Okay,
Vote to approve.
Vote to approve.
Vote to approve.
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 Approve?
Richard?
Richard.
Roger.
Roger.
I'm sorry, Roger.
Roger approves.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's
Could have
the-
been me.
It's the words. Approve.
I get your gavel back.
Yeah, yeah, look at this, man.
Wow.
Like
All right.
power gavel. Okay. All right, so let's go on to the second hearing, which is the NOI for Louise Drive. So we have a note here that we did get a peer review response from Beta. but people are still reviewing the response,
Yep,
correct?
and the applicant did request a continuance today,
Okay.
after
Okay,
issuance.
is there anyone here from Louis Drive that wants to say anything or add anything before we continue the hearing? Okay, is there anyone in the audience or online that has any questions about the project? No? Okay, take a motion.
I'll give you a motion to continue the NOI for Louise Drive to March 6th at 7:01 PM.
Second that?
Vote to approve.
Continue.
Continue.
Vote to continue.
Approve the continue.
Vote to continue.
Continue.
It's on there.
Continue.
They continue?
Continue.
Thank you, we're continuing.
Oh, approve.
All right. So the third hearing is the NOI for Lot 160 Spring Street. And it looks like that we are at the finish line with this project, correct?
Yes.
Two of them.
Okay. Is there anyone here from 60 Spring Street wishes to add anything before we close?
My name's Peter Lavoy. I'm here with D&L Design Group. I don't have anything else to, I mean, I've addressed all the peer reviews comments, so.
Great. Great.
But we got some special conditions, I'm sorry, standard conditions, you're familiar with those, and no issue, Peter?
I have no issue.
Okay.
So give you a motion to approve the NOI for Lot 160 Spring Street with standard conditions 20 through 41, 44, and 46 through 51.
Second. Vote to approve.
Vote to approve.
Vote to approve.
Approved.
Approve.
Approved?
Online. Okay. Approved, thank you. Now we move to the fourth hearing, which is the NOI for Lot 360 Spring Street, essentially a replica of Lot 1. And same thing, I guess, fine, no problem?
Yep.
Take a motion?
I'll give you a motion to approve the NOI for lots 360 Spring Street with the standard conditions 20 through 41, 44, and 46 through 51.
Second that?
Vote to approve.
Vote to approve.
Vote to approve.
Approved.
Approve.
Approved.
Online.
Approved.
Approved. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Okay,
three.
now-
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
We approve.
Moving right along here to the fifth hearing, which is the NOI for Prospect Street Culvert Repair. We have a note here that there was a peer review letter that was provided on 2/13, but we don't have comments yet from DEP.
Just response comments to DEP, but Vice Chair LePage and I are going to meet with DPW next Thursday
Okay,
to just get in a room and have a work session to go through all the comments to expedite this.
great, okay, great. So, is there anyone here for Prospect Street Culvert Repair? I think that we basically want to wait for the work session, right?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, so if there's no questions, I'll take a motion to continue.
I'll give you a motion to continue the NOI for Prospect Street Culvert Repair to March 6th at 7:02 PM.
Second that?
Vote to continue.
We'll continue.
Vote to continue.
Continue
Continue.
Continue?
online.
Continue.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move to the sixth hearing, which is for the NOI for 55 Constitution Boulevard. And I see a note here that the applicant has asked for consideration. Yes. Okay. Is there anyone here from 55 Constitution that wants to say anything or add anything before we continue? Okay, anyone online? No? Okay. I'll take a motion.
Give you a motion to continue the NOI for 55 Constitution Boulevard to March 6th at 7:02.
Second. Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
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 Continue?
Online.
Continue.
Let's move to the seventh hearing of the evening, which is the NOI for 124, 126 Grove Street. Here it says, no additional information is, This, okay, John.
I just have a brief update.
Sure.
So at the last hearing, we talked about the,
You have to identify who you
Oh,
are
sure.
for the minutes.
yes, Michael Hassett from Gurrier and Halnon. At the last hearing, we updated you that we had a working session with the DPW, Beta, and Bricolai. And so at that, we were going to do additional infiltration testing. That was scheduled for this past Tuesday, but with all the rain the previous weekend, conditions in the basin don't allow it. So we're hoping that with next week warmer weather, conditions will improve and we can get it done. But until then, we're kind of at a hold with our design. So we'll keep Bricolai up to date and through her review. And so that's kind of where we're at for now.
Yeah, you need like a Tundra drilling oil crew to come in and like, seriously.
Well, we're trying to figure out how quickly the basin drains water, and if it's already full of water, it makes it a little difficult. So once it dries out, we can get that testing done. So we'll keep you up to date.
Thank you.
Thanks for the update.
Okay, thank you. Okay, unless anyone has any questions online or in the audience, I'll move to continue.
I'll give you a motion to continue the NOI for 124, 126 Grove Street to March 6th at 7:04 PM.
Second that?
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
Continue.
Continue?
Continue.
Online.
Continue.
Continue, thank you. And thanks for the update.
Yeah, appreciate you
You're welcome.
coming for that.
Okay, now we'll move on to the 8th public hearing of the night for the NOI for 1 Paddock Lane. And also another note here that we don't have any additional.
They're still working through the review and they did request a continuance.
Okay, all right, okay. Is there anyone here from Paddock Lane that wants to add anything, or anyone in the audience? No, okay, I'll have motion to continue. Is there anyone? Yes, please? Yeah, you just.
Yeah, come up to one of the mics.
You come to one of the mics and just say who you are.
You can sit, you can
Yeah,
stand,
you can do it, yeah.
you can sit at the
Again,
table.
the mics are for the minutes. We record, the minutes are taken from the recording.
Rick Ciccone, Chestnut Street, tree hugger. And I'm not sure, and I may be mistaken, is this the lots that some of the lines were questionable as far as actually the 50? I was watching the meeting last Thursday, and I thought I heard from one of the callers, one of the people who made mention of the 50-foot buffer line running through the foundation. Is that this plan, or do I have the wrong? Did I mention the wrong plan?
This single-family home is in the buffer, yes.
And the-
So
and the 50-foot line
it's
does-
split between the 25 to
All right.
50 and the 50 to 100 for the foundation.
All right, well, I was pretty sure that I had a chirping in my ear from Pierce Murphy that it was time for me, and maybe you don't remember Pierce, I think you might remember Pierce, that he served on the commission a long time, that sooner or later we have to question, and with all due respect to the board, we have to start questioning how much closer we're going to get into the wetlands, how much more we're going to sacrifice, how much more wildlife, how much preserved land, how much, Pierce used to say eventually they'll build on everything in Franklin, and they'll build pork shop site-shaped lots, and they'll, because the land will become so valuable, folks will have no choice. They'll see the money, so they'll want to build on it. So that's all I have to say at this time. I would like, certainly, to come back and see the plan and speak to it as the time comes, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments.
This is John Detterman. Can I
Please.
speak?
Did you have something to say?
Go ahead.
Good.
John, you went on mute.
John?
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
I just want to follow up on what the last speaker said. I was the one who raised the question last week about the buffer zone delineation, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the 25-foot buffer zone that runs that the house directly sits on. Can anybody confirm that? I was gonna I was going to come in person tonight to draw it with a Sharpie to make sure I was understanding correctly, but,
Yep, so
So-
local bylaw segments out the 100-foot buffer zone. The state only acknowledges 0 to 100. Local bylaw is more stringent with parceling out thresholds within that 100-foot buffer zone. So there's a 0 to 25, a 25 to 50, and a 50 to 100. So it does not extend past that 100-foot because legally we can't. But we can provide more stringent rules and thresholds within that. So between the 25 to 50 and 50 to 100. Oftentimes, it's referred to as a 50-foot interchangeably, depending on who you talk to. But-
so I am correct, though, that one of those lines runs, the house sits directly on that lot.
Yep, and you can, if you wanted to come into my office, I can Sharpie it for you. If you have the plan pulled up, I actually don't on here because they requested a continuance. But you would see a line with WF dash a number, and then X's, that's the wetland. It stands for wetland flag, so that's the actual delineated wetland boundary. And then they cast a 25-foot buffer and a 50-foot buffer and a 100-foot buffer.
Right, so when I read the regulation about the intention of that buffer, it's pretty clear that it doesn't leave space for a house to be put on top of it.
So
I can read, I have the document in front of me of the definition of what that 25-foot buffer zone is intended to do, and clearly not house a home.
Sure. Later on in the regulations in the bylaw, there are waiver requests and variance requests. As we discussed at the last meeting, people
Yes.
still have the right to come in and try to permit for something. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get it.
100%, and I
So-
appreciate that.
Yep.
But I just want to go on record, since the last speaker referenced my comments from the last meeting, I just wanted to follow up on that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think from the last meeting, we were waiting for a little bit better detailed explanation on the redesign, and the representative here hadn't that level of detail, so, yeah, there's still quite a bit of discussion to have, John. Appreciate the clarification.
Understood, and appreciate it very much.
We have Beta's review now currently.
Okay.
So that'll be being reviewed.
Anything further? Okay,
Appreciate the input.
yeah, thank you.
You another?
Just a question. The last gentleman just said you
Yes.
have Beta's review?
Yes.
Did you say that?
Yes,
If
But
you
we're
could
not
say,
to speak to it tonight, next meeting.
yeah,
Correct.
it's,
The applicant requested a continuance, so that means from a review standpoint, there's no discussion, you just take public comment. We got Beta's review after our filing deadline, so even myself, I haven't had a chance to review it, so
No.
Thank you.
there's no information.
And again, just to repeat for everyone, so the deadline to get information in to be reviewed is the Thursday before the meeting, so it's basically 1 week. And I just want to repeat what I said before. Well, the commission and the agent are really slammed right now, and so we're trying to be very observant of the 1 week, because it's really not fair to the staff. You have people coming in at the last minute and throwing things under the transom for them to say, hey, you need to get this in front of the commission right away. We're not gonna do that. So we're being very, very adherent to the 1 week rule, just so people know. So if you come in Friday morning, no. If you come in Thursday before the end of business for the commission, fine.
Noon on
I'm
Thursday.
sorry, you're correct, yeah, she's right. Noon on Thursday, noon. Okay. Okay. Motion to continue?
I'll give you a motion to continue the NOI for 1 Paddock Lane to March 6th at 7:05 PM.
Second that?
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
Continue,
Continue?
Continue?
Continue.
continue, thank you. Okay. Now we'll move on with the 9th hearing for the evening. This is the ANRAD for 444 East Central Street. I have a note here that we did get a response letter from Beta, but it's still under review, correct?
Oh, afternoon on Thursday, yep.
Afternoon on Thursday.
Yep, Monday was a
Okay.
holiday too.
Okay.
So we did receive a response letter. I'm reviewing it. I have not received a response from the representative of the applicant. I do see AJ, the applicant, is online, and Andrew, I don't know if you're filling in for Chris. Not to
Does
call you
anyone-
out.
Does anyone have any comment on this before, because it looks like we just want to continue to the next meeting. But if you have something, that's fine.
Hi, I'm actually going to be filling in for Chris as well as Andrew.
Hi, Doug, sorry.
Either way, hi there, Morris. Yeah, we understand this is in the middle of a peer review back and forth, but Andrew and I decided to show up and answer any questions if they were pressing. Is there any particular portion of the peer review that we could answer for you right now, or would you rather that take place, over the formal letters?
Yeah, I think we need time to review it.
Okay, yeah, if there's anything like right now, we're totally prepared to answer that, but if you're not even ready to do that, that's obviously fine. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves here.
Are there any questions from the public? Okay. Go ahead, Tim.
I'll give you a motion to continue the ANRAD for 444 East Central Street to March 6th at 7:09 PM.
Second that?
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue. Vote to continue.
Continue.
Continue?
Continue?
Roger?
Continue.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the 10th hearing for the evening, which is the NOI for 7 Charles River Drive. So we did receive revised materials, but it came in after the deadline, yes?
Yep, and I still have yet to see site conditions based on site conditions.
Right, yeah,
So at
that's-
that point, I'm waiting to review everything.
Right, and just a general comment to everyone, the frozen tundra that we're experiencing here right now in Massachusetts makes it effectively impossible to do field work. So if there's any project that is dependent upon one of us or the agent going out in the field to investigate, we can't do that under these conditions, and we have to wait for warmer weather. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. So people realize that. Okay. Is there anyone here from 7 Charles River Drive? If not, we'll just go ahead and continue. Okay.
Give you a motion to continue the NOI on 7 Charles River Drive to March 6th at 7:07.
I'll second it, and I'll vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
Continue.
Continue?
Continue?
Roger?
Continue.
Okay. And then we'll move on to the 11th hearing for the evening, which is another ANRAD. This one is for 47 Partridge Street. And I have a comment here that there's still ongoing review, correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
We have yet to conduct a site visit.
And of course, a site, we're waiting for a site visit.
Yep.
This one. Okay. Is there anyone here from 47 Partridge Street? Fine. If there's no questions, we'll take a motion to continue.
I'll give you a motion to continue the ANRAD for 47 Partridge Street to March 6th at 7:11 PM.
Second that?
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
Continue.
Continue?
Continue?
Roger?
Continue.
Thank you.
So I think we got a few that,
You have 3 additional
Yeah, I've got-
NOIs on
yeah.
the agenda.
didn't make it on the report there. 151 Grove, 16 Hemlock, 50 Constitution, so,
Is Panther Way on
Nope.
that's just a placeholder.
Oh, that's
That was
So
placeholder.
we're
one
not,
I'm
we're not
sorry.
doing anything with that, right?
we pushed, so we had the NOI for 151 Grove has been open.
Right, so I'll open the 12th hearing for the evening, which is the NOI for 151 Grove Street.
Good evening. Again, my name is Michael Hassett from Gillier and Halnon. This is the first hearing, so to give you an overview. So the property is at 151 Grove Street. The applicant is looking to construct a self-storage facility on the property. The property is opposite Kenwood Circle, and total building footprint is around 36,100 square feet. You know, pretty standard site, paved parking, above ground detention basin, air infiltration basin, some stormwater chambers south of the building. Wetlands on the site are located in the southeast corner here. The properties are shown on the plan, 25 foot, 50, and then 100. Limits of work are outside the 25 foot, and the basement is outside the 50. You know, just a tiny sliver of retaining wall and pavement, so it's mostly just earthwork and some drainage structures happening within the jurisdictional areas. We have had our initial hearing with the planning board, as well as some initial comments from Beta for the planning section. I understanding that Beta is currently doing their conservation review. Don't have a DEP file number yet or comments. But that's the general overview of the project, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to address them.
Any questions, guys? Any questions from the audience online or in the audience? No? Okay. Take a motion to continue that?
Give you a motion to continue the NOI for 151 Grove Street to March 6th at what would be the time? 7:02.
Second that?
Vote to continue.
Continue.
Okay, we'll vote to continue. Yep.
Continue? Continue?
Continue?
Roger?
Continue.
Continue. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for the update.
Okay, so we'll proceed to the 13th hearing for the evening, which is the NOI for 16 Hemlock Lane.
Hi there. My name is Susan MacArthur with MacArthur Environmental Consulting. May I share my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
1 second.
All right, let me know if you can see that.
You're up. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the proposed project is located at 16 Hemlock Lane. I believe in the audience, the applicants, John Pruner and his wife Samantha, are live?
Yes, they're
Yep.
here.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just couldn't see them. Okay, the lot is located at the end of the cul-de-sac and contains a 2-story wooden frame house with a 2-car garage, paved driveway, raised deck, and retaining walls and landscape lawn. There is a forested wetland at the back of the lawn, and that the boundary of the wetland was delineated in June of this year. January of this year, and the wetland is regulated as a bordering vegetated wetland. The 100-foot buffer zone encompasses the existing house. Here's the 50-foot locally regulated and 25-foot locally regulated buffer zones. So we've filed this notice of intent for proposed construction of an addition and deck at the rear of the existing house. You can see in gray, dark gray shading, proposed addition, proposed deck. The addition will be approximately 648 square feet, and the deck is 334 square feet in size. Portions of this work lie within the 50 and the 25-foot buffer zones, as you can see. We are requesting a waiver for work, but to minimize ground disturbance, the applicants are proposing to install the addition and the deck on helical piles. And so the actual ground disturbance is pretty minimal. We estimate 7.8 square feet in the 50-foot buffer and 10.57 square feet in the 25-foot buffer, based on the size of the and the number of piles. They're in black there. I don't know if you can see that. Those black dots. So in order to do that, a piece of machinery would have to drive back there. So we estimate approximately 960 square feet of temporary disturbance within the buffer zone. Of that, approximately 60 square feet will be within the 25-foot buffer. So a few of the mitigation measures, again, this was designed to minimize ground disturbance. The helical piles are basically, for those of you who don't know what they are, they're almost like, picture a corkscrew that's you put into the ground by a piece of machine, a small, almost like a bobcat type of machinery. Also, we are proposing a dry well. This right here in the lawn is proposed dry well. It will take the clean rooftop runoff from the addition and direct it via gutters, downspouts to the dry well. And it has been sized for a 1-inch storm event, a Cultec unit. The requirement for that size 648 square foot roof would be approximately 54 cubic feet of storage, and that Cultec unit can handle 79.26 cubic feet of storage, so plenty big enough. Also, we're proposing an erosion and sediment control barrier around the limits of work, just to kind of contain everything, to prevent any sediment from getting down into the wetland resource area. And also the applicants are proposing, oh, it's not shown on John's plan. Well, it is shown on the plan that was submitted to you. 2 highbush blueberry, 3 northern arrowwood shrubs within the 25-foot buffer zone around this area we're proposing. So that's it, if anyone has any questions.
Is the house addition, is it a basement or is it just?
No, it's
Just a
on the helical
foundation
pile.
And
No foundation, it'll just be on the helical piles,
the
raised up.
house will
off
be
the-
on helical piles?
The addition and deck.
The
Sunroom.
house is existing.
So, yeah, that's, okay.
The only thing that will rest on the ground is the base of the stairs will just have like a concrete pad.
So the addition
proposing.
and the
The
deck
stairs-
are all on helical piles? Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, those
Yeah.
are very good. The piles are very not, you don't have to disturb anything to put those
Can
in.
you tell, so what does it look like now? Is it a yard? Is it already?
Do you want to see?
Yeah, that'd be pretty helpful.
hold on a second. I do have,
John has photos, Susan.
Okay, so basically, so this is already basically building on top of the existing.
We did all the markings of the footings.
I see, okay, yeah,
And it's
yeah,
all
It's all-
within the
yeah.
already disturbed
Right.
area.
okay.
So
That was,
everything is
yeah,
already
yeah.
addressed,
Sorry, yeah.
I think this is a relatively light lift. I just need the weather to comply with
Right,
the
right.
ability to do
Yeah.
a site visit, so.
Yeah.
we-
And I am reviewing this internally since it's a residential project.
Yeah.
I do need those though,
Yeah,
since you showed them.
It's pretty low impact for the square.
Can I keep this?
You can keep the whole thing.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, the piles are they're sweet. You just come in with a little Bobcat, drill them down, come right up off of,
Nothing, yeah.
nothing.
That's okay.
7 and 10 feet, that's.
Nothing, yeah. I gotta tell you this one.
And it's off the ground now.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I mean, the big thing here would just be making sure that the sun control is really washing, but again, kind of such low amounts of
Yeah,
material.
they're doing if you're gonna put an addition on, that's the simplest way to do it.
Right, okay.
So that picture below where it's growing, that's the proposed, the one on top is what you have right now.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
then below is just.
Yeah.
You know, with my Texas, you know, we didn't have them redo the 3D imaging, so we
Right, right.
made the deck small.
It's all right.
Yeah, okay, okay.
It's good.
I think my only comment on this one, just, if you can check the numbers on the Coltech. I think we have those here listed as 79.26 cubic feet. Just because I like looking up on the specs here. I'm seeing 52.21 cubic foot per unit, so we can just double check that, the spec on the Coltech, to what's listed on the drawing itself.
Okay.
See if that still meets the requirement. I don't have anything else.
I did have a question.
Yeah.
What kind of, are you going to do tree removal? What's going to, no tree
It's
removal?
all.
It's all flat, there's just grass. One question, what type of decking are you planning to put in?
Like a composite strips.
Okay.
So continue till you can take a look,
Yeah,
right?
at that, yeah, I'm just waiting until I
Right,
get
right,
out
okay,
there.
yeah, wait for the tundra,
Yeah.
non-tundra, yeah. okay.
Yeah,
All right.
should be good though.
Does anybody else have any questions about this project online or in the audience? No? I guess
Just a comment, there's no DEP file number, I checked,
Right,
still haven't been issued yet.
Yep.
right, got it. Okay. Take a motion to continue?
So I give you a motion to continue the NOI for 16 Hemlock Lane to March 6th, at 7:06?
11.
7-Eleven.
So, I second it.
Okay.
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue?
Continue.
Continue?
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 Roger?
Continue.
Continue.
Thank you for
guys.
coming in.
Thank you for
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. And so this is.
Yeah, last NOI.
50 Constitution?
Yep.
So, yeah, okay. So let me open up the last and 14th and last hearing of the evening, which is 50 Constitution Boulevard. And I believe this is a solar project, is that correct? Yes, solar canopy project.
Good evening, members of the commission. My name is Brendan Reale from Atlantic Design Engineers, representing the applicant, EMC Corp., for the proposed solar canopy and ground mount project at the Dell campus, which is addressed as 50 Constitution Boulevard. Also with me is Raymond Hanna of Honeywell, general contractor for the project, and he'll be able to help answer any questions the commission may have. The site is a fully developed 39.3 acre lot located within an industrial zoning district. It's utilized for the manufacturing of computer parts. It consists of a 286,000 square foot main building, accessory buildings, parking facilities, and a grass recreational field. Approximately 76% of the site is impervious. Constructed wetlands are located on the south side of the site and were delineated by Goddard Consulting LLC in December of 2024. The constructed wetlands consist of a large detention basin on the southwest corner of the lot and a drainage swale that follows the southern property line. Both are used for on-site drainage. As provided within the wetland border report, is the opinion of Goddard Consulting that none of the delineated wetlands on the subject site exhibit the potential for vernal pool habitat. And additionally, they provided a functions and characteristics statement, the proposed project, and within that statement, they mentioned the proposed project will have no significant individual or cumulative adverse effects. The site is not located within a DEP mapped surface or groundwater protection area, within a town designated water resource area, or within a FEMA flood zone. It's also not within an NHESP area or area of critical environmental concern. So the proposed solar development will be approximately 2.5 megawatts DC and consist of 3,700 modules. This will be divided between a ground-mounted solar array, which will be surrounded by chain link fence and located on the recreational field. The fenced-in area is approximately 2 acres. The racking for the ground-mounted will be impact-driven steel I-beams. The other portion of it will be 7 carport solar canopies located on the southern parking lot. The total canopy area is roughly 90,000 square feet, and that will be supported by concrete piers, which are approximately 3 feet wide, and steel beams. In addition to the solar portion of the project, it will also include 2 concrete equipment pads. One will be located within the fenced ground-mounted area, and another will be located on the southeast corner of the building. The solar project is being interconnected through an existing utility room in the southeast corner of the building. And the only increase of impervious areas due to the project will be approximately 699 square feet. All stormwater runoff will be captured by the existing stormwater system at the facility, which includes catch basins, manholes, and sediment forebays. This will prevent direct discharge of untreated stormwater to the wetland areas. The only new stormwater best management practice that we are proposing is a 40-foot long by 2 foot wide by 2 foot deep stone trench that will be built along the concrete equipment pad that's inside the inside the ground-mounted array, and that is to address TSS and recharge calcs that are a requirement of the Mass DEP stormwater regulations. Atlantic has also completed a stormwater report for the site. Pre-post development stormwater calculations were performed for the 2, 10, 25, and 100-year storms using NRCC extreme precipitation data. And when we ran our reports, the calculations show that the peak rates and volumes for the generated under the post-development conditions will be equal to what was under the pre-development conditions. Parking lot where the solar canopy will be constructed includes concrete curbing around its entire perimeter. So therefore, we are proposing erosion control just around the ground-mounted portion, which is grass right now, and also within the inlet protection for down gradient catch basins. The only portion of the solar development within the wetland buffer is approximately 3,478 square feet of canopy overhang. The closest portion of this overhang to the wetland boundary is 82.8 feet. So the project is not proposing any grading, excavation, tree clearing within the buffer zone. The only thing that will be within the buffer zone is that area of the canopy overhang that I mentioned. Any questions or concerns we can address?
So is it just those top two panels that have,
So,
yeah, we have the overhang, right?
yep, so the bottom canopy is that bottom section of it, is within the,
Oh, yeah, okay.
the 100-foot wetland buffer. And the closest point to the wetland line is 82.8 feet. Also, a small section of the uppermost canopy
There you
is
go.
within.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, that one, okay, got it.
And that's all over
And what-
previously disturbed paved area.
Oh, okay. And what's the, okay, what's the total overhang in the?
The total overhang is approximately 3,478 square feet.
But it's all pavement today?
Yep, it's all over pavement.
Got it, okay.
Are the employees upset that they're going to lose a recreation field?
I'm not sure how much it's being used right now.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
You might have mentioned it already, but is having the solar canopy, does that change anything in regards to that? I mean, you're basically building on top of impermeable.
Right.
Impermeable, so does it change in any path of
Water flow.
For water flow direction, no, because we're not changing the parking lot we're not grading anything differently than
Okay.
where it is now.
It ends on the parking lot in the same.
And it just goes.
Yep, correct.
Okay.
And the only portion that's affected is the one on the southern, like south.
Yep, the only portion of the entire project, ground-mounted canopy, is this lower canopy, the overhang, still over pavement, but within the buffer, and this upper canopy, still over pavement, but
And
within.
that's all existingly paved and.
Correct.
Did you consider putting solar arrays on the roof?
That is a part of the project, but it's, in Massachusetts, it's by right.
Yeah, I know, we don't have jurisdiction, I'm just curious.
Yep, so that is a part of the project, and I'm sure there's anything. And it's, yep, so the permits have been pulled for that.
How much are you gonna generate, estimate?
It's roughly total, including the roof, it's roughly 4.5 megawatts DC, 3.8 megawatts AC.
That's probably enough to sell back to the town, right?
Fortunately for Dell, they'll be consuming
Really?
all of it.
Oh, because of manufacturing.
So they'll be consuming all of it.
Okay, yeah.
It's roughly 15 to 20% of their.
Really? Wow. At one time I thought, it was drives they made, I mean, it's back in EMC, I thought that was the drive manufacturing plant at one point.
I'm not
Okay,
that
I
old.
was just kidding.
I'm old, but I'm not
I
that
just
old.
kidding. No, yeah. Which of course is not happening anymore with the cloud. They must have repurposed it. So, okay. Okay.
So the climate bill that was just passed in December, did that aid this project? I think it had some streamlining permitting rules in there.
Most of the work and the process for making this a penciled out project came prior to that. This project's been on the books since 2023.
Okay.
Okay. No more questions from me? Anybody else? No? No?
Is storage batteries any part of this project?
Sorry, batteries?
Yeah,
No.
Not at this stage.
okay.
I just wanted to circle back to the stormwater, the runoff from the panels themselves. So the runoff is just going right into the paved parking lot. And then where is that runoff deposited into?
So it would just go into the existing stormwater system, which is a series of catch basins and manholes that directs water to sediment for bays. And the constructed wetland to the south acts as a detention basin.
So with the flow of water coming from the panels themselves, it's gonna be much more rapid than if it were just.
It's the same surface.
Well, it's the same surface, and we ran calculations for that, and the runoff rate is the same. It hasn't changed, because it's so, I mean, the actual impervious surface that we're adding, that would control, that would increase the runoff rate. However, the amount of impervious surface that we're adding is so small that it doesn't change the rate. It's only 699 square feet of impervious surface. You have to think of it as, this is not like a roof for a house that's actually taking up impervious surface. The only thing that takes up, that takes up pervious surface, the only thing that takes that up is the footings, the concrete, and those aren't extremely big.
Just one last explanation to help the process. Each panel has a gap around it. So any rain that falls on each panel doesn't go beyond that panel and falls through. There's no decking underneath, so any water that the ground sees pre-project is roughly the same as what it sees afterwards, because the water runoff doesn't go beyond each panel. So it's not like you're getting a sheet of water going down. These are not gasketed, they're not closed. So there's a gap in between, and it runs off and goes down. And that's what minimizes the runoff, or the rate or the speed of water runoff.
That was my question.
Any other questions?
Are there any like chemicals that are part of this runoff?
Absolutely not. Everything's encased in glass.
Okay.
All the cells are, these are tier 1 panels used around the world, but predominantly here in the United States.
Thanks.
Anything else? No? No? Any other questions online or in the audience? No? Okay. All right.
Give you a motion to continue the NOI for 50 Constitution Boulevard to 7.
Excuse me, sorry to interrupt. Based on the site, since the existing conditions there and the project, would it be possible to get an approval tonight for this?
My recommendation would be, because they had to submit a stormwater report, and that stormwater does discharge to the wetland, to at least get that peer reviewed and have a peer review letter back prior to approval.
Right.
It's also not procedure for the commission to open a hearing and then close in the same night.
Okay.
I know it is de minimis, and I understand the existing conditions, but because there is that on-paper impact, regardless, impact to a jurisdictional wetland, and I haven't yet gone out to review those boundaries because of site conditions. I'm sure the lines are where they are, but what happens if it's, 20 feet more towards the north? Now you have an increase in square footage impact.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, we're kind of stuck to that.
I mean, this is the first time we saw this.
Right.
Right, no, understood. Yeah,
Fair ask, but yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
no
I
problem.
figured that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The answer is no if you don't ask.
that's correct.
True.
That's true.
Never hurts to ask.
Okay.
It's 7,
12.
I think I misspoke, I think I misspoke the last time, it's 14.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
it
like
is
you
7/12.
straight.
Nope, it's
7/12.
7/12 because you had closed previous hearings,
So
so
12
you're
is
in
all
June.
right?
Yep, so this one is 12.
We'll go with 12.
Okay.
Second that?
Okay.
Vote to continue.
Vote to continue.
Continue.
Continue?
Continue.
Roger?
Continue.
Continue.
Thanks for that explanation, guys. We, apparently we got somebody on the NZA this last time. I think we had somebody here from 35 Stewart Street.
Yes. Yes, he's right there. 35 Stewart.
Street.
Yeah. Hello?
Evening. My name is Richard Wright, and I'm the owner of 35 Stewart Street, and I'm proposing to build a deck in the area described.
A deck or a shed?
I'm sorry, a shed.
All right, so I thought we were.
Thank you, yes. There's currently no shed on the property. The house has a two-car garage, and we need both stalls, so any kind of lawn equipment we look to store in the shed once built, once the ground thaws.
So looking at the picture that came in, looks like you're dealing with a little bit of a hill there and maybe some trees. So are you gonna need to level that, take some trees down? There it is.
No, I'm not taking any trees down.
Okay.
So this is just the brush there on the edge of the driveway, so the deck's gonna kind of start on the edge of the driveway and move back, and those hills won't be affected.
Okay, so it's relatively level there. Okay.
I mean, you're right, there's hills in the back that separate my property or my home from the rest of the conservation land.
This is a picture of the site here?
Of the site, exactly.
Yeah, so the shed's gonna go,
Right here?
I guess in
Right
front of
there.
that hill there.
Yeah, right where the driveway there ends.
Oh, this is the driveway?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is something.
Yeah, I don't know what brush, is just how I described it in the report.
Okay.
Is there anything specific about the site that we should have done? No?
I mean, just it was gonna be level in some of that hill. We were thinking erosion controls, but it sounds like that's not an issue, so.
How big is the shed?
The shed itself is going to be 190 square feet, so 10 by 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a ball.
You're gonna be pre-built, dropped on site?
No, we're bringing wood in and going to build it.
All right.
Good.
From scratch.
Good luck.
I have somebody skilled that will be helping us.
That's cool.
What, are you gonna put it on like cinder blocks or?
Those tough blocks, the black things.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, all
Mhm.
Okay.
So you're gonna have some space
Gravel.
underneath it?
Yeah, it's going to be, going to dig down for some gravel to sit on top of.
Put the gravel and put it under there, because if you leave a space underneath there, you're gonna have all kinds of other creatures making
Yeah.
their home there.
I can tell you that.
Some of them you might want, some of them you might not.
So what are you saying, no space between the gravel and the shed?
I put the stone right up to the floor, but that's just me.
If you do, they have the lattice stuff, you put it.
Oh, yeah,
That's a good idea.
lattice.
You definitely want to do that, yeah.
Yeah, we want.
Otherwise, you have all sorts of things, and they tunnel, by the way. And if you don't know the tunnel, and you go into your shed, suddenly you find out that you're now 6 foot into a hole. Because they've totally disseminated the earth underneath the floor. So you
Okay.
actually like fall into your shed,
Okay,
which has happened.
I believe it.
So, all right, I'll give you a motion to approve the MBZA for 35 Stewart Street.
Second. Vote to approve.
Vote to approve?
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 Roger?
Approve.
All right.
Approved.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for coming in.
Cheesecake.
Okay. All right. So, we have a permit modification extension for Franklin
Put the
Heights.
stone underneath.
Yeah, is Franklin Heights here?
Keep the woodchuck and everything else out of there. No pain in the butt.
Okay.
Nothing like having a skunk underneath there.
Guess we should not do anything?
Exactly. No one's on Zoom, and no, Deshane Wang, the representative, nor Bruce Wheeler, the applicant, is here.
Okay. I guess we will just not do anything.
Yes. At this point, it was to have a discussion with the commission, right? It wasn't to actually
Right.
amend it,
Okay, right.
so.
All right,
let's move
okay.
on.
Then we will go on to the next certificate of compliance, the next on the list, which is certificate of compliance for 21 Riverside Drive. And I believe that's something that we can close out.
Yes.
Good evening.
Hello.
Sit, do I stand?
You, whatever you
Either
comfortable
one.
with.
Whatever you,
Good evening. My name is Vasken Babigian. I'm the attorney for the recently former owner of this property.
okay.
Do you want a little background?
Yes, please.
So a year ago, I represented the buyer of this property, and we closed about a year ago. Our title examination missed the orders of condition, of the order of conditions, which was amended. So it's a 1997 order of conditions, amended in 2000. We just discovered it a month ago when my client went to sell the house. The new buyer's attorney discovered the recorded order of conditions, presented it to us. I then was helped by Bricolai. She's excellent, give her a raise. So I'm here to hopefully obtain a certificate of compliance for this property, which now has recently sold a week ago. My client's proceeds were impacted by $15,000 of a holdback to make sure that we fulfill the obligation of a certificate.
Right. But
There's no existing violations, so
Right.
yes,
fine.
I would recommend
Yeah.
approval.
Good.
okay, easy. Well,
I'll give you a motion to approve the certificate of compliance for 21 Riverside Drive.
Second that?
okay,
Vote to approve.
Vote to approve.
approve.
Approve?
Approve?
Roger,
Approve.
thank you.
Thank
That
you.
was easy. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you,
in.
everyone. It'll be
Appreciate it.
mailed, I'm assuming?
Yes, next week.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Okay.
That's the one that's been hanging around.
No.
Excuse me, could I ask the commission a question?
Sure.
So 7 Charles River Lane, was that continued?
Yes.
Did the commission discuss that?
Yes.
Oh, I had some computer issues. Can you tell me why it was continued?
Yep, so Karen, I had emailed you about site conditions, and
Okay.
that I haven't been able to conduct a site visit. And then I know you did submit some revised materials, but it was also past our deadline.
What is your deadline? Because I submitted it last Thursday.
Yep, noon on Thursday
Yeah,
is the deadline.
What's that?
Noon on Thursday? I think you
Oh,
submitted it
noon,
around
okay.
6, yeah.
Okay. All right, so do you know, oh, well, so you're gonna have to wait for the ice to melt
Yeah,
to check the line,
exactly.
correct?
Right.
I'm clocking everybody at 2 weeks out at this point.
Weeks out,
A
yeah.
lot of people impacted, obviously.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. And is there anything else you need from me?
No, the hearing has been closed, so at this point I can't really discuss anything, but no.
Okay, great, thank you. Have a great
Thank you,
night.
Karen.
Not closed,
Thank
but
you.
continued, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Close.
Okay,
Continue.
minutes, February 6th. Does anyone make any amendments, changes?
So on page 5, there's public hearing, NOI, on the roof, 1 or 2 times away. One of the, on the sentence, there's a small sampling in the way. She asked them to identify 3 inches, and that says DBH, I think that means maybe diameter.
Diameter at breast height.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Ah,
that was, right, I didn't know the abbreviation.
That's it.
could we spell that out, please, because anyone who's reading that won't know what that means?
Sure. That
Can I
sounds
just put
good.
that in column, in
Yep.
parentheses, just, you know, because I'm just thinking, someone in the future, they won't have any idea what that is. Okay. So, with that one very small minor change, shall we approve the minutes?
Give a motion to approve the minutes?
Second. Vote to, well, I wasn't here. Can I vote on that?
No, especially because you haven't signed your forms yet, so.
Right, I can't even,
Oh,
can I?
no, you can't. You have exactly quorum because Roger's here.
Okay.
So I need a motion so you can second it. All right.
A second.
Okay, vote to approve.
Vote to approve the meeting minutes for 2/6/2025.
Vote to approve.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Approve?
Roger?
Roger?
Approve the minutes.
The tiebreaker, Roger. Good
Tiebreaker,
job.
got it. Thank you. We did it. By the skin of our teeth. Okay.
I know,
And then we have one thing on the discussions, which is the Briarwood Road.
So the representative for the applicant asked to be on the agenda, but I do not see her here, so.
There's no one from Briarwood Road here? Okay, then we will not have that discussion. Okay, I think that comes to the end.
I have nothing else.
Okay, we have nothing else? Someone else, anything? Okay.
Anybody have any update on scheduled meeting misses? As a topic
Yeah,
we
that's
took
a
from
question.
anything coming up, you feel will be a conflict, we just trying to capture
Yeah,
those.
just, again, guys, keep in mind, this is the form that is a misleading form, like who can vote on what.
So the red, is there red on there, or is that that
Yes.
yellow
No,
kind
no,
of
no,
gold?
basically, so like, I mean, like for right now, okay, how it stands is, there are two people that cannot vote on Louise Drive. That's me, and that's,
Did you have a final question that you didn't?
I think I need to ask it after you adjourn, because it's just a.
Yep, they're still in their meeting. They're still in their general business.
I was waiting for it to adjourn,
Okay.
I thought, that's all.
Continue.
well, so, in a minute.
You don't want to miss?
Yeah, yeah.
So, in a minute. So basically, so just two of us cannot vote on the way it sounds right now, myself and him. And then basically, we have another one, that's Prospect Street Culvert. I can't vote because I missed 2 meetings that were discussions. So, okay, so,
Okay, I think I
So
got the
there are
color.
instructions at the top as
Yeah,
well, if you read them. So it's just like a stoplight
Yeah.
without the green,
right,
okay? So if you're gold, you've missed 1 meeting with the discussion. If you're,
Right.
it's an orange, yellow, gold. If
Right.
you're red, that's it, you cannot vote.
right.
The only thing I was a little confused of, maybe it's good,
Okay.
was what was red, and some of those look, I said, is that red, or is that just
So
faded?
you'll notice with the red, it's across the entire
across the-
project,
yeah.
where
That's
the
what I
gold
got.
is
I
one
tried to
cell.
figure it
So I'm
out.
saying that everyone should please review this before you come to every meeting. Just open it up and look at it, look at your names, look at the things, because we are charting this, so you come prepared, please.
Yes, and I
Okay.
have to add the new ones on there, but everybody was
Right,
here,
I'm just
which is
saying
why I
that.
asked.
Yeah,
So just please
I did.
make an effort to look at this before you come to the meeting. Thank you. And I think that's about it. Should we come to the end? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll give you a motion to adjourn.
Second that,
Okay?
Adjourn.
vote to adjourn.
Adjourn. Roger. Adjourn.
Roger, where are you anyway? That looks awfully nice.
Hawaii.